I guess before I finish loading the dishwasher and get ready to heat up Gene's food before he gets home. Otherwise he won't eat. So he's not making me, trust me. If anything, I'm the one that's like, you have to eat something. Anyway, I was just sort of like, oh wow, bleeding. I'm totally bleeding. My intestines are totally bleeding. And it's enough blood that, like, it's not just blood and stool. It's like if you had your period, you would be wiping off blood. Like this. Regularly. And now I'm like, shit! Panic! Do I call the doctor now or in the morning? Either way, it's kind of an after-hours thing. I don't really want to trust, looking this up online, especially since if you do, all you find is stuff about prostate cancer, and mine is not prostate. Mine was uterine cancer, and well, they think they got it all. They don't know, which is why they're doing this. Because they don't really have any way to know with me. So they're just like, let's just make sure. Scorched earth response. And now I'm like, I'm bleeding from my asshole. Humor is a coping mechanism. I don't even know what to do with that. I mean, damn. Just damn. I mean, I kind of expected the liquid squirts. It's normal with where they're radiating me because they're hitting me in the abdomen. So, and I already have gastrointestinal problems, just not ones that typically cause bleeding or at all cause bleeding, unless, you know, really constipated and it tears, which is really rare, and not like this. Not like this. So I'm just a little bit freaked out. Just a little bit, because bleeding from there is not normal. It can indicate like a whole slew of different issues, and just a little bit freaked out. Adventures in radiation therapy. Keep all the hair on your head, but your body might gut you in the process. Still not as harsh as chemo, though. Chemo will gut you, and the symptoms could kill you very easily. So there are actually some memes about that, but chemo is, you know, the cancer's gonna kill you anyway. It's if it doesn't respond to something like what I'm going through, they'll hit it with chemo or something like that. Or unless it's like, I don't know, it's a case-by-case thing. I would suppose that there are some cases that they're just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work, so we're just going to chemo you. In my case, they don't expect that I'll need that, so I'm like, yay, what hair I have left on my head will not fall off that quickly. Still looks like I'm losing it, though. I just, at a decreased rate, since, you know, they took out my ovaries and all that. Apparently I just, on top of all the other stuff, my hormones are too high. Or they were, anyway. I don't know what they are now. But yeah, they did that, and then I got away from swelling, and you can see it in my face right now that I'm not very swollen. But, like, the days that I'm getting it, like, balloon face. I don't really know what to do right now. I'm just sort of like, my intestines are bleeding. There is no reality in which that is not going to freak somebody out. I'm pretty freaked out, actually. Humor is a coping mechanism. It's really kind of funny because I guess because of my mannerisms and how, I guess, goofy I get whenever I'm terrified. Well, depending on what kind of terrified. And I just don't know what else to do. I've had people tell me that I'm funny before whenever I'm being completely serious. So if you smile and laugh nervously while you say something, people will be like, oh, you're so funny. And you're like, no, I'm actually terrified. The hairbrush is in the bedroom, so... Yay! Not really. I just don't want to deal with it right now. I need to load the dishwasher, and I'm just like, don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. No, inside I'm panicking. I'm just like, I already have problems. I don't need more problems. I don't need any more problems. And this is whenever I was going, oh, my head hurts so much. I've got so much swelling, in my temples and on my spine. I'm like, about to cave and go for the ibuprofen. Bowels bleeding. I don't think I can cheat and do ibuprofen right now. That might be a bad thing. Well, because the doctor was concerned that it would mess with my stomach. I will say this, though. Like, in this weird sort of way, like, at first, it actually, like, kind of made my stomach weirdly better than usual. Because my stomach is normally, like, really sensitive. I normally have a lot of problems with my stomach. Now I've just been experiencing that it's just different problems. Like, the other problems aren't as intense, but, like, now I'm actually seeing the sense in the doctor telling me to, like, eat a couple crackers or something every couple hours or so. Or, just keep something on my stomach, because now the stomach acids are, like... And it's not actually, like acid reflux. It's more like the stomach acids are churning rather than trying to come up. Because acid reflux will come up here and it'll burn the fuck out of you. Like, I've actually been woken up out of a dead sleep. Because I can get it that bad. But what this does is, like... And it's really weird because, like, at the same time... Like, I don't have enough of the right kinds of stomach acids. So, like... I guess it's the some people call it the stomach flu or whatever. And, like, I've tried to fix it. There's no fixing it for me. There are some things that have helped a little bit that I've done over the years. And just nothing. My stomach was destroyed whenever I was, growing up in the system. So I'm used to having problems. Like, there are days to begin with where all I eat is crackers. So, hello, multivitamin. Probably the only reason why I even get everything that I need is a multivitamin. So, which is a pain in the ass since I can't even take it every day because it irritates the Hashimoto's, and I can't figure out how to get what I need without irritating that. I hate autoimmune disorders. I hate having one more. So, yeah. Normally, I juggle that stuff, and I just kind of cope with it and live a pretty normal life. And then there's this. I'm just like, okay, by pretty normal, I mean I function. And then there's this. Now I'm just like, okay, my ass is bleeding. That's bad. That is very bad. I shouldn't be bleeding from anywhere down there anymore. So, yeah. It's not a good thing. So now I'm like, well, what is it? What's causing it? Because I will give the doctor this. The one thing that she said that was completely unreasonable was just to avoid caffeine. Okay, well, it's not completely unreasonable. I minimize it. So I have been listening to her directions insofar as it is reasonable. And I have taken them into account whenever, say like I get a headache that gets bad. Or I just have so much swelling. Like if I cannot function, I have so much swelling, I'm going to take something for that. It's not going to be Tylenol. It's going to be an anti-inflammatory. And I know she doesn't like that because it could mess with my stomach or whatever. So I think I've only actually broken that like once during treatments. For the most part, I have just completely followed it minus the, one. Well, whenever I get out of treatments, I have some hot cocoa mixed with coffee because I have to come home and I can't just take a nap. So I have 1 part coffee, 2 parts hot cocoa. Just enough to get me through with kiddo and making dinner and all that. Because it is almost 10 o'clock at night. Let me tell you something. Kiddo is not waiting till 10 o'clock at night or later to eat dinner. It has to be done. It just has to be done. And, Tim and Jen would do it, if they thought that they needed to. But I try not to. I just want to keep things as normal as possible during this. And also, whenever I get back, Chris wants to, sometimes he wants to spend time, And I'm just like, I get changed and all that. And yeah. Oh, yeah, I've also had these sort of things pushing up through my skin. I took a picture of one earlier that I took out of my face. This one's just in a weird spot, and this one's in a weird spot, so I can't squeeze them out. But they're not going to go down because there's literally these solid crappy things coming out. Which happens to me periodically anyway, but these seem to be a bit bigger and harder. So, a response to the radiation making them worse. Usually they're a lot smaller and they will kind of soften back up and not fester. But no, I got one out of my face right here. I took a picture of it earlier because it was just picture what it's like to have something like little rocks coming out of your skin. These are harder than they should be, though. It's like every once in a while, I get this, but it's like they're kind of squishy, but still kind of a little harder than it needs to be. These are not squishy. These are like, and these aren't like the crystallized stuff that I get out of my scalp either. These are, because that's more like, I guess I want to say salt. This is more like, I don't even want to say rubber. I mean, it looks kind of like rubber, but it's, really clear rubber, or like a little tiny bit of glue from like a glue gun or something. But it's about as hard as like turquoise or something. Without the brittleness, it's really hard to explain. When it happens whenever my thyroid is acting up, to a lesser extent, and then it's like kind of squishy, and I can just put like some stuff on it, and I won't have this solid thing pushing itself out of my skin or festering underneath of it. And I've noticed that during radiation, that is a lot harder. I will straight up get I will get this, like I had one the other day. I'm sure it was completely visible because I do not wear makeup. Yeah. Notice that those symptoms change a bit on radiation. Your whole body's connected and things affect each other. I don't really think that it's one that that the radiologist is going to give a shit about unless it becomes infected. I haven't even had doctors give a shit about it. You tell them that this is happening and they don't even want to believe it, so you have to take pictures of it. That's why I did that. It's nasty. But, I had to, just slowly try and work this out, because it doesn't want to come out, because it's the weirdest part. It's right in the squishy skin. Can't get it out. Normally I would be able to, but it wants to start coming out, but then the pore is not big enough, and this is bigger than is normal to begin with. So yeah, and it's in a really weird spot, so you kind of have to be able to leverage the spot. It's better if you can use both hands and flatten the skin, not right nastily in the middle of my boobs in the squishy weird area. That doesn't look pretty, does it? No? It's an angry red color. And it hurts. So I've been putting Neosporin on it because that makes it stop being as red and inflamed, but it's not going down because, that stuff is still under there. And I'm just like, fuck. This one on my arm isn't as bad. But I've had the same problem with this. But also I was able to get part of it out. So, because that one was apparently more than one. I fucking hate my body right now. That's okay, because my body obviously hates me.